All right, people, you know the drill. You know who I am. We are here at Pebble Beach. The weekly on Thursday brings us back to Pebble Beach for like the third or fourth time, and we're going to play it back easy low pro. Par 72 course, my favorite course in the game. And we're going to start off with this par 4. So the par 4 is really tricky, especially from the back tees, because one, it's a dog leg to the right. It's easy to go through the dog leg. And two, the green is very slow from front to back. Now, if it was the medium pin, which is a little bit back, I would go with driver. But because it's up front, I want as much as a full swing as I can. And in this case, I'm just going to hit it right into the sand. Never mind. I thought it would go in the sand. I'm dumb. All right, cool. So as you can see, so the easy pin and the hard pin is like the most ridiculous. Medium pin, you can be more aggressive. But really just try to, figure out what your second shot is. But on this one, I'm going to hit a 9-iron, fly it a little by, and hopefully it doesn't spin off the green. And by a little by, I mean a lot by. So Pebble Beach is a lot of small greens, a lot of sidewinders and heavy slopes. Anything like this, so because I'm having issues right now, so I'm going to do it this way. So on this putt, I'm going to hang it out to about right here, and I'm going to let it just fall right down. And really, I'd love to get birdie, but I just don't want it to fall off and give me a bogey. So I'm going to turn my body way around. And even if it's short, almost had that. Even if it's short, I just want par. It's definitely a tough hole to birdie. Second is a par 5. Whatever you do from the back tees, just make sure you get in the fairway. And then, honestly, going into either of these bunkers isn't that big of a deal. I think I'm going to try to hit a cut 3-iron. Preferably, you'd want to get in the right bunker because it slows from left to right. Open the face up way too much. Yeah. Well, that's fine. Because now I just have a straight up bunker shot. Aim a little bit right, so go right to left. And I will say my feet is just a little bit below the ball, so it's gonna want to cut it to the left even more. So I'm gonna aim a little more right. Tap in. But yeah, this hole is pretty fun. It should be an automatic birdie hole. I think it's par 4 in like the majors. Hole 3 is a severe dogleg to the left, which you can easily drive through. I see a lot of people hit into this tree, but I would like to hook a 3-wood right under this tree. I'll adjust it right a little bit. And I have my degree adjusting at 15%. But yeah, I'm just going to hook it right under. That usually puts me out 100 yards. I feel like Pebble Beach is like very dependent on your second shot, how well you can score. Again, ball's above my feet, so it's going to make me want to pull it just a little bit more. Plus, I always draw my wedges. pulled it. You dork. But really, with Pebble Beach, I mean, the first 7 holes you can be highly aggressive, and then you just try to survive hole 8 through 10. This hole, oh, I'm always back and forth about it. You know what? I'm going to drive it close and then try to get up and down. This hole will actually be really good on the medium pins because I think it's only like 260. Another goal for this course is try to always leave your ball to where your next shot, like your putt, is going uphill. And and I totally failed at that. Totally failed. Watch your speed on the putts. Don't need to be too aggressive. Did I miss it left? Yep. I always get mad par on this hole. And then hole 5 is the fun par 3. So left is a good bailout area. Green goes left to right. Right can send you down into the ocean. 185 to the front, 215 to the back. And it's a very narrow green. Like I said, anything to the left is a good bailout area. Nice little cut 5 iron into the sand. Not that big a deal. Just a reminder, 4 feet. It does look like it's a little bit of sidewinder. I'd say 4 feet is a good threshold to just go right at the hole. Like, don't give it away. So don't aim, like with this break, don't try to aim too far right of the cup. Just maybe inside right side, and just give it a good smack. The less you think about it, the better you are. Hole 6 is a good challenging par 5 off the tee. You have sand on your left, and you got water on your right. Which I just hit into. Got lucky. I kind of wish they'd still have that tree right here. That'd be fun. Second shot, no matter where you are, just get it close to the green. Because it's an easy birdie hole to get up and down on. That's going to roll into the rough. Don't go through the back. Well, if that was a medium pin, I'd be happy. I will say Pebble Beach was just like added early enough that the subtle breaks, and I'll be able to point it out more in the next hole, but the breaks in this area where the line disappears, it really makes it difficult because they're much more prominent than you think they'd be. Oh, the beautiful hole 7. I wish I was here in real life. So from the back tees, it's severely downhill, about 30 feet, but it's 100 to the front and 120 to the back. Now, normally I would say 10 yards for every 30 feet, but with the wedges, because right now I'm thinking sand wedge or gap wedge, and some people might hit lob wedge, but I'm thinking that's about 500 on the dime. Just because I'm going to hit it low with some draw, so that's going to carry more with the downhill. Stupid. Right here, so your easy pin, your medium pin, hard pin is a little hard to go after. And I think naturally we're all going to want to pull it anyway. But right here on this green, where it like fades, but there's still just enough break to, like, you think it would go one way, but it will push it another. So if you're close enough to the hole, it's just better just to hit after it. I mean, okay, you see that little S curve? Because the lines fade right there. And so you would almost think that there was like nothing going on right there, but we saw the ball S curve. So once you get through the first 7 holes, I did horrible. I only got 2 birdies. I think you should really do better on that one. You get to holes 8, 9, and 10. I can usually hit about 240. Like a 240-yard shot. And I will always be safe. Yeah. And then this green. This green's a freaking nightmare. Easy pin, medium pin, and then hard pin. And then you'll notice, and I have to do it this way because the left controller's bugged, is so this severely slopes. So I would say on a second shot, like anything below the hole, especially if you're chipping up, is perfect. Sometimes you can get the ball, like if you catch in the fringe, the ball will stay. Sometimes if you get the ball above the hole, it will stay. Yeah, like that's usually my rule. It's just unless I absolutely need a birdie, I will try to get the ball to below the cup. So either I can try to putt it in or chip it in or whatever I want to do. And I'm severely pulling. I'm having this issue lately where I go very over the top, and my right elbow is out, and I'm not tucking it in. So I got some severe pulls going. So much like on hole 1, even with a chip. So I'm aiming about right here, and I'm just gonna let gravity take it down. So I just think the higher you hit up the hill, the more you'll keep it from going too far down. Because if you were to hit right at it, I mean, you'll get lucky right here, but I mean, who knows where the ball's going to go. I'm just pulling everything. I have my left foot's back. It's just no good. Again, 4'6". You see how much this is sloped? So I'm going to aim right on the left side of the cup. I'm going to give it a pretty aggressive hit. You just have to trust it. Hole 9, long par 4. If there's high winds and the headwind, I mean, shoot, I can't even get there, with 2 drivers. Left is good. And sand bunkers is about right by those houses right there. And if you're like me, you just can't get it to the sand. That might be on the right side of the fairway. Yeah. 220, 30 feet downhill, so I'm going to call it 210. And because you're using long iron, it's going to pierce through the air more. So I'm honestly going to try to cut a 195 shot because this green also sucks. If it was the medium or the hard pin, I would definitely be more aggressive. But I just want this to be short of the pin. That looks good. It's short, but it looks good. Oh, that was really short. But you see right here. So anything above the hole is going to be extremely difficult to keep close, because if you hit it just a touch too hard, it's just going to roll further down. The medium pin's right there. You can be more aggressive. The hard pin might be the easiest hole on this green. But on this, I mean, I'm always happy with par. See? Just even that, it just freaking curled around. And then hole 10, which is almost a copycat of hole 9. A little shorter, though. And then, so I'm going to call that about 187. Same issue on that last screen with this pin location, but it's a little bit easier. I'm just going to see if I can get this below the hole. Hook! Oh, you dumb ball. Yeah. So I'm good with that. I want to say the medium pin is actually down here, then the easy pin, and then the hard pin's in the back. But again, it just slopes so much. But this one has a little more space between the lines. Sorry if that made you guys dizzy. Whoa, I'm just horrible right now. Just one of those days. Hole 11, uphill par 4. You got some options, because it's 70 feet uphill, so your drive is likely going to be like, what, 280? But it's almost better to hit like an 8-iron, because I think the 8-iron is the threshold where there's like just neutral spin, and it won't like go forward and it won't go back. So, because if I hit driver, I'm going to hit a gap wedge, and the gap wedge just spins way too much. So I think I'm going to lay up. Let's see what club I get. Don't aim right of the indicator, and don't aim left of the sand. And you should be good. All right, so I like that. So 142, we'll call it 149. So I can be pretty aggressive with this hole. A little bit of a draw. Get there. Get there. Oh, shoot, I got there. I still got a lot of backspin because of that. But yeah. So the medium pin is right here. So even if you fly it back, past it, and then you could still spin off. I've done that 1,000 times. If the easy pin's here, I will hit over here and just let the bank kind of save it. But then that's a pain in the ass putt. Then the hard pin, you have like no room to fly it past, to spin it back. So then you have an option if you want to be aggressive with this or not. Hole 12 is downhill par 3, so it's 30 feet downhill. You have a little bit of an opening, but it's pretty guarded by sand. But we'll say it's 200 to the front, 220 to the back. And then it slopes from right to left pretty severe. So I'm going to call this 202. I'm going to try to cut a 4-iron, but I still think that it's going to roll. So I'm going to try to cut it right. If you go too far right, then you'll end up in the rough. I caught that hill not too bad. Too much of a cut. Medium pin is over there. Hard pin is way over there. Just make sure you read every line. Hole 13, par 4. Down and then back up. It's a pretty large fairway. Just don't miss it left and don't go long right. Really, so I've noticed a few holes in this game, like you would think it's 10 feet, so I could play this at like 146, 147. But I just feel like some holes requires you to club up one anyway. So you got your easy, I think your medium's down here, and then your hard's back here. And then you'll notice that it severely, back right to front left a little bit. And then the one thing I hate with this, you know what? I'm actually going to try power 9 iron, is the balls kind of below your feet. And so you're going to want to aim that way. But sometimes, at least for me, it just comes out as a push. Like, I am definitely aiming, you can barely see that sand. I'm going to try to play a draw, but I'm also going to try to hit it low. Hey, I actually did what I said I was going to do. Cool. So this is 6 feet. So this is definitely, I'd be a little more careful with this, because if I was too aggressive, I think there's going to be just enough in the break that will get me offline. So I'm going to play this about a ball left. This is a nice 6 foot, shot. And I still about missed it right. Hole 14, par 5. From the medium. Stupid controller. I mean, this is going to be your medium. Is you're going to have this freaking tree in the way where you think you should just go way down the fairway. But I like to hit right in this little cut right here. And that will get me probably the closest, but still past the sand. Long hitters can probably go right over. I've seen people hit it way past the sand, like way over here. Nice little draw. Little kick. All right, cool. And then obviously if you're in a situation where you're about 280, to the green, to the pin, whatever. But if you can hit driver, I mean, the easy and the medium pin is both on the left side, so hitting the left sand is good. Hitting anything on the back side of the green is good, and if it's the hard pin, anything on the right sand is good. If you can't make it to the green, then I would just lay up to whatever yardage works for you. And then when you hit on this, I mean, basically right here, if the ball catches about right here, the chances are you're going to roll about 30 yards that way. So that's why the drive on this hole is so important. Hole 15. All right. So it's a short par 4. I mean, from the medium tees, which is probably going to be about right here. I mean, you'd probably be more aggressive and have about a 40-yard drive in. I think I'm going to try to cut a driver. And hit it into the right rough and totally screw everything up. Because I was playing for yardage, and if I hit it left, I'd end up in that bunker. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Yeah. Trying to hit it right of the hole, Because if I was in the, jeez, I launched that because you can tell. I'll just do this. So if you're in the fairway and you have spin, you can like launch it to the right and then just get it to come down. But all the pins are on the left side of the green. Pushed it. Pushed it. Now, hole 16, I think on the medium pin is probably the hardest hole in the course. But you got options. So from the medium pins, you're actually close enough that you can get lucky and hit the cart path, and then it will put you on or right off the green if you have ideal, settings. If I were to hit a driver, which I usually do about 300, then there's a chance I could be 70 out of the rough. But because the easy pin is at the bottom of the slope, I want this to be 90 to 100 and out of the fairway. So I'm going to aim right over that sand. Catch the slope a little bit. Okay. And so if I go to the green, so easy, medium is back there on the backside, and then hard is up there. So those are ridiculous pin locations. But if I fly the ball to about in this area, it should backspin and come down and preferably be below the hole. Preferably, because that's about 115. I play this game too much. Hole 17 is a fun par 3. It's pretty long. It's 190 to the front, 230 to the back. Lots of sand to deal with. The water, it can be in play. I've seen people hit it. Front and medium is not too bad because it's on the front side. And, hard is on the back side, which really all you want to do is just give yourself a chance for an up and down. I am telling you, my right elbow's out. I'm coming over the top. I have a closed face at a dress. Not good at all. If you haven't watched any of my videos that talk about bunkers, I always do a lob wedge. I have no, it's all default settings, open stance, flat as possible. And if I come up back to here and just kind of swing through, I don't try to really blast it out. I just kind of nice tempo. It can, it usually averages around 12, 13 yards, give or take. I'm going to lay off a little bit because it is 10 yards and it is downhill. And then hole 18, picturesque par 5. The one where, I can't remember if it was Ernie Els or I think it was Vijay Singh who just stood at the fence and just looked out at the ocean. Yeah. But so it's pretty gettable par 5. Eagle is definitely a possibility. Birdie, should happen. Aim towards the tree, and hopefully you have 210 to 220 home. If I didn't hit the tree, I'd have 220 home. And then, the hard pin is probably the best pin because it's in the back. Easy is in the middle, and then medium is tucked behind a a bunker. And really, hitting in the right bunker isn't that bad. Hopefully I don't hit that right tree. Little draw 3-iron. That's pretty much it. I love this course to death. I have no idea why. But hopefully you guys do well on it. Hopefully you share the same interest in Pebble Beach like I do. But that's it. You didn't turn? Yeah, well, it was a good back nine. All right, I'll see you at the next one. I hope you all have a good one. Take care, and that's it.